desk jobs, slouching on the couch, even looking at your smartphone, they can all contribute to bad posture. So today we're sharing how yoga can help improve your posture and not only that, but make you look better and feel better. We've got Emily Perry, a yoga instructor in studio. So first, let's talk about the two factors. How does yoga help improve posture?
Well, yoga has, a series of movements that help both strengthen and stretch the body. So that's important because obviously there are areas in the body that get out of balance, and that's where poor posture kind of starts to get painful in the body. And so yoga can kind of help lengthen everything out and create a little more strength and balance.
So this isn't just about the appearance and the posture, but kind of an overall feeling of well-being.
Well, absolutely. Not only is posture important for your physical body, it's also important for your emotional state as well. There's a lot of studies that have been shown about just standing tall and, kind of presenting yourself in an open way can actually boost confidence. So it can make you feel better too.
And does this help with body awareness, having, that kind of in the back of our mind as we do yoga to improve posture?
Yeah, you don't have to really think directly about, oh, I'm doing this just for my posture, but it naturally begins to happen. But it is important to understand, sort of what your starting point is so that you can start to work toward a more, a posture that's better for you, for your particular shape.
So let's get right into this. I hope you have your yoga clothes on at home, and let's start.
So first of all, the important thing to do is to kind of understand where you're at. So first of all, we aren't really going to do a pose just yet. We're going to talk about just a little bit about posture itself. So one really great thing to do is to stand sideways in a mirror, and so we can face each other here. And imagine if you're looking sideways in the mirror that you have this line that goes right up the side of your body. So first of all, just kind of relax and stand as if you were just, doing nothing. So I know for my body, I have a tendency to hyperextend my knees. So if you can see the side of my body, my knees go back behind my ankles.
Okay.
I don't know if you do or not.
I don't feel like I do.
You don't look like you. That's the tricky part, is you don't think that you're doing it. And then for me, if I'm relaxed, my belly kind of pops out and my thighs push forward. So when I look in the mirror, I can see that and my shoulders are forward. So I can start to go, okay, I need to actually lift my kneecaps a little bit, put some tone into my legs, draw the thighs back, and then tone my belly. And all of a sudden, I'm back into sort of this plumb line that goes right down the center. So what we're looking for is the middle ear lines up with the shoulder, lines up with the center of the hip, the outer knee, and all the way down into this ankle bone. So it's kind of like this one line.
Okay.
And then another element is we're going to look at the four corners of the body that create a lot of mobility in the rest of the spine. So when you start to understand how much mobility is there, you can correct any kind of imbalances. So the first thing we look at is the pelvis. So you notice, like, if you rock your pelvis forward or rock it back, it has a lot of effect on your spine. So if you rock it forward, the spine kind of slouches, and then if you rock it back too far, you have sort of this excessive curve. So if you can find neutral pelvis and then do even some abdominal work to help create some core stabilization right there, then it corrects your posture. So you always hear doctors talk about toning your ab muscles to support your spine. It's the same thing. So neutral pelvis, a nice kind of way to recognize that is that your two hip points, you can put the pads of your hands on your hip bones and your fingertips on your pubic bone, and it creates this nice even plane. So you can find that that's basically your neutral position.
Okay.
So then let's go ahead and we'll lay down on the floor, and we'll find neutral position on the floor, so you can bend your knees. And then as you lay down, again, kind of find those bony landmarks in your spine.
Hold on, sorry, I'm having a difficulty finding.
You got to remove the mic. That will take you out of
Now we're good to go.
And then find the neutral pelvis again. So the two hip points in the pubic bone are even. And then from there, place one hand on your low belly, and as you exhale, draw the navel down toward the spine without dropping your spine to the floor. And just feel how that wraps those muscles right around all the way into your lower back. So from there, you can actually add a few little crunches and things. I know these aren't really exactly yoga, but they're related to the yoga posture, so it's important to understand how to stabilize. Now, so we won't do a lot of crunches, but you can do those at home. So now the very best thing though, we're going to talk about a little bit more about the shoulders. So go ahead and grab your roll, your blanket and put it at the top of your mat. So what we have here is just a blanket that we folded over. So the bigger the roll, the more intense the stretch is going to be. If you have kind of a really tight upper back, it's better to do a smaller roll.
So people could use a towel at
Yes,
home if
this
needed,
is
or-
like the remedy for all of what we talked about, the texting and the computer time and everything, and it's so easy. So this is like the best yoga pose in the world. So take your towel and just lay down so that the towel goes right across the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. So it's going to be about 2 to 3 inches below your armpit. Take your head to the floor, and you can bend your knees if this is sore for your low back at all. Take your arms out to the sides, and we can kind of overlap here.
Okay.
And then if you have even more space to work with, you can take your arms even overhead if that feels good. If that's too intense for your body, then you just keep the arms, a little bit lower. But if your low back feels fine here, you can straighten out your legs. And I would recommend doing this every single day.
And what is this particular thing doing?
What this does is that, here we can roll over and I'll kind of show you in an
It
upright
feels
position.
amazing. It does kind of push
really
those shoulders,
does.
it feels
so
like.
what happens is when throughout our day and our activities, our shoulder blades actually separate and they get rounded. And so that creates this kind of rounded position and everything gets tight right here. So when we lay over the roll, it draws the shoulder blades toward each other and gently up, almost like pressing up against your heart to kind of lift the chest. And then it creates the stretch across the chest and the opening for that space.
And how
as well.
long should we do this?
If you've got 5 minutes, I definitely
minutes a
say
day.
5 minutes. Yeah, it's like the best thing
Okay.
ever. So that's a really nice one as well.
Wonderful.
So,
And if people need more information, they want more ideas from you, where can people get in touch with you?
I have a website. It's epperry.com. I'm happy to answer any questions and talk. There's just so many poses. It's hard to get it all in. So if you have any other questions, I'm happy to answer them, and you can reach me there.
Thank you so much. And this really is amazing.
I know.
Oh, my shoulders already feel better.